Hey guys, Naz here with another video. In this video, I'll be going over the best skills, equipment, party members, and how to use Morgana efficiently in battle. And with that out the way, let's get into this, yeah? We'll first go over all the skills Mona learns, and which ones I suggest keeping and replacing, as this could get a little overwhelming with how many unique ones Morgana gets. We'll start off at level 24, since the skills you learned prior will go into the free slots up to this point. At level 24, we'll replace Dia with Diorama, as it's a notable increase in healing potency. At level 26, we'll learn Garula, which will replace Garu since it's a straight upgrade. At level 28, we get Recarm, which is a raise. It functions the same as the Revival Bead item, which saves you a bunch of money. I replaced Patra since we already have Mi Patra, and it's the same effect but AoE. At level 32, we'll learn Windbreak. Now this is an interesting one, as it'll make us do neutral damage to anyone who resists wind. I personally don't like spending a turn to do this, as we actually have better options to do during our turn when we can't hit with a wind attack, and we'll go over that in the combat section. So I recommend passing on this. Thankfully, the next few skills we learn are an easy replacement. At level 34, we're replacing Medea for Meteorama, as it's a straight upgrade. At 37, we get rid of Magaru for Megarula for the same reason. At level 40, Miracle Punch is a massive upgrade from Lucky Punch. At level 43, we get a very good passive with Wind Boost. We're gonna replace Mi Patra, as having a 25% increase on our wind attacks is always welcome, and at this point in the game you should have items to get rid of status. At level 45, we're replacing Recarm for Sama Recarm, as it's a full HP res from the 50% we were getting before. At level 49, we're replacing Diorama for Diorahan, as it's a full HP heal. At level 52, Garudine replaces Garula, as it's a straight upgrade. At level 55, we'll learn a very interesting debuff. Masukunda lowers all enemies' agility. Agility is their accuracy to land an attack on us, and their chance to dodge our attacks. This is a very beneficial debuff, but I wouldn't take this because most trash battles are finished by playing properly, which I'll go over in a bit. I much prefer the buff version of this, which is always on 4 members, while debuffs can either be on 1 to 5 targets at most. The only rail battles that call for us to buff and debuff are mostly single target fights for 95% of the game. You also already have the Emperor Confidant, which has this buff, so repeating that seems inefficient. At level 58 is the last time we'll get value from our trait, as Meteorama will be replaced by Meteorahan, which is a full HP heal to all our allies. This makes our increased healing from Proud Presence obsolete. At level 62, we'll replace Magrula for Magarudine, as it's a flat upgrade. At level 69, we'll replace Diorahan, as we usually want to heal the whole party at this point in the game. At level 75, we'll replace Meteorahan for Salvation, as it's a full HP heal that removes all status, making it the best healer skill. Once you get Morgana's Confidant to level 10, you'll learn Evade Electric, which triples your evasion against electrical attacks. Since that's our only weakness, it's highly recommended that you take this. I replaced Pulinpa at this point since Confusion isn't needed anymore. On January 10th, you'll learn Miracle Rush, which replaces Miracle Punch. It's now AoE instead of single target. Now that we've gone over all our base skills we learned, let's go over to the Jazz Djinn, as this has some very spicy exclusive skills to this area. Every Sunday there's a skill to be learned if you bring Morgana here. Remember when I suggest passing on Masakunda? That's because if you go here on July 3rd or October 9th, you could teach Mona Matarukaja. This is an AoE attack buff that'll raise all allies' damage by 40%. On September 25th, you can learn Concentrate, which will make the next magical attack do 255% more damage. This makes our Garudine hit really hard, especially with the Wind Boost and Amp passive. On December 11th, you can learn Debilitate. This reduces the enemy's attack, defense, and agility on one target. This is perfect for boss fights and mini bosses. On January 15th, you can learn Alley Dance, which halves the enemy's accuracy if they target Mona. Since Mona has a very high agility stat, it'll be very hard for the enemies to attack Morgana. On January 29th, Spellmaster can be learned. This reduces all SP cost by half, which makes us able to spam Salvation to keep our allies healthy. This is the build I would use on Mona to get the most out of their agility stat and their supportive kit. Now that we have the best potential Jazz Jin skills covered, let's go over our equipment. Our best melee weapon for general purpose will be obtained from Mother Harlot during a fusion alarm. For our ranged weapon, we're going to want to itemize Vishnu during a fusion alarm. And for armor, we're going to want to wash Sooty Scale Armor for Dragon Scale Scarf. Okay, now that our equipment's set, let's go over how we want to play Mona in battle. In any battle that isn't a boss fight, you'll want to exploit any enemy weak to win for a quick knockdown and then baton pass to an ally to keep up the pressure. When no one is weak to win, you could use your melee skills like Lucky Punch or the upgraded versions like I mentioned to potentially critically hit the enemy and trigger a baton pass. If they resist melee, then you could use this time to confuse the enemy with Pulinpa. Now if you're fighting a boss, I highly recommend starting off with Debilitate, and if you haven't made it this far, then use Matakuraja as it's a great filler. Now we'll cover teammate synergy. Since Morgana only gets the wind element, that means he'll likely want to be paired with Anne to do technical damage off burnt enemies. If you add the Priestess Confidant on your team, then burning an enemy becomes easier. Any ally that has fire camo to their gun to help burn an enemy also counts if you don't want to use Anne. You can add this effect to your gun by leveling up the Hanged Confidant. Having the Tower Confidant level 5 makes applying gun status easier. If you read the Knowing Heart book, then you could do technical damage off of a confused enemy with wind attacks. So you could set yourself up with Pulinpa, or you can help the Empress Confidant so they can use Psychokinesis attacks to do technical damage. Other than that, the rest of your teammates can always benefit on a dedicated healer and debuffer, but these teammates I mentioned have the best synergy with our cute little kitty here. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And don't forget, if this video brought value to you, please leave a like and consider subscribing to see more, as I play a wide array of RPG games and I break them down just like this. Until the next video, I'll see ya.